I am the Humble Seer.
Hello and welcome to the Humble Seer. So let's talk about the K-pop band BTS. And what I'm getting from them is longevity, right? They're like, I guess they're the top K-pop band, but I just get longevity and great success. And the mold was broken is what I'm getting when it came to this band. When it came to BTS, the mold was broken. Like it can't be replicated. Um, for BTS, I'm just getting lots of really good success. But towards the end of the year, things will start to get bumpy, like wheels will fall off of the wagon. And you know, if wheels are falling off of a wagon, the wagon can't go anywhere. It can't move. And that's what I'm seeing towards the end of the year for them as it relates to what they do, which is, entertain. There's a major issue at the end of the year, at the end of 2023. But let's get the cards on the board and see what else is going on. Okay, so we have Eight of Swords. And I can already see where this is going. Okay, and we have the King of Pentacles. Makes sense for this band. But I get that they're not getting paid properly. And then we have the Nine of Cups. Okay. Very interesting for this band. And I started off with, them being very successful. But I also see that money isn't divvied out properly. So we first start out with the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords comes in and it tells us that there's bad news, there's restrictions, there's embarrassment, there's abuse, there's blame, there's slander. And what I get abuse. I get a lot of abuse of this band. It's like what I'm seeing is they've been broken, right? They're just, when they came into the band, they were one way. I mean, they chose a certain type of personality to be in the band, they being management, right? And that would be young people that can be broken very easily. Young people that likely came from broken homes, and they're thrilled to be out of that home, but they carry with them the pain that they had when they were in the home. And they feel and felt when they signed on to this band, this BTS band, that they would get a family. And in some ways they did with the members, but I see there's arguing and fighting there too. It's like that crabs in a bucket, that analogy where you're crabs in a bucket and one crab is making its way out, but they're making their way out on the backs of another crab. So they're climbing on top of one another to get out of the bucket. And they never get out of the bucket because, well, within those crabs, they don't want to see one climbing out before them. So they're always going to be in that bucket, always going to be crawling on top of one another, and always going to be falling down in that effort. Now we have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles comes in, and the King of Pentacles tells us that there's businessmen, they're successful, stable, rich, and that is what this band has brought management. But it's not, they're making money, but nowhere near what the management and the record label and things like that are making. It's much like here in the States, where you don't really make a lot. And I did a reading on K-pop, the world of K-pop, and it really is a cruel, cruel world. And these band members, these men and women in these different K-pop bands are just abused. They're not allowed to do things. They can't go out. There's restrictions. There's major restrictions on them. But the management continues to get rich. Now, the Nine of Cups comes in, and the Nine of Cups is attainment, it's wishes fulfilled, it's happy relationships, it's success, it's satisfaction. And what I'm getting is some band members, the pay is not the same for each band member. It's different. Some are making a lot more than others. And that doesn't even have to do with seniority or how long one has been in the band. I'm seeing favoritism and some nepotism as well. So Nine of Cups comes in, and what I'm getting is that some of the band members are doing well and they're satisfied and they have their Nine of Cups, but others are not. And it's a good portion that are not, which causes that Eight of Swords at the beginning, which we talked about, right? Yeah, the Eight of Swords is just, there's a lot. And a lot of band members are just bound. They cannot do anything. Where some have a little more wiggle room. But for the most part, they're all bound. They cannot see, they cannot move. They can't go to their house. They can't go here. They can't go there. See how there's nothing around them except that house up on the hill? Because they're bound to their contract. They're bound to whatever it is that is required of them, and they're not getting out of that contract. That contract is binding, and there isn't anything they can do about that. So I'm going to leave it there. It's an interesting read, and I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens towards the end of the year of 2023. So thank you so much for stopping by the Humble Seer. Please do consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and leave a comment below and tell me what you think about this reading. And if you appreciate what I do, consider buying me a coffee, and that will be in the description box below. Until next time, you take good care, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.